Cast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello everyone, and welcome to our webinar, The Virtual Tape Revolution for IBM. Replace traditional tape for superior efficiency and reliability. My name is Axe Signer, your host today, Vice President of Electronic Storage Corporation. We're an IBM business partner and a Microsoft certified partner. A little background on our company. We are located in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We have been in business for over 30 years. We are a software developer, and here in our Tulsa office, we have our own programming staff and also our own technical support staff. So traditional tape carries numerous risks and limitations, including slower backup and recovery speeds, loss due to damaged tapes, mislabeled tapes, misplaced tapes, extended downtime possible for recovery, limited scalability as data needs grow, and that would include any kind of additional backups that you would like to process or retain, including implementing full system saves if you're currently doing daily incrementals, things like that. Physical tape is a labor-intensive manual process compared to virtual tape, and it can be a slow and complicated data retrieval, including the time to retrieve tapes that are stored off-site, such as Iron Mountain or other off-site services. So having the ability to quickly access your virtual tapes for a restore at any point in time. So in contrast, you're going to be able to increase backup speed with a virtual tape solution simply because you can back up to disk. Centralized management of your backups, I'll show you that in a presentation of our particular solution, as well as a user-friendly functionality capabilities of a virtual tape system. Automated archiving of your backups, and easily scalable in terms of having multiple tapes available online that you can always restore from, increasing the types of backups and retentions that you're currently doing. So other important advantages would be faster and easier recovery and reliability of those backups. Backup to deduplication appliances and backup to the cloud. A couple of really important advantages there. So and easily replace physical tape and tape libraries. And that is because with the ViTL solution to the IBM I, it is just like backing up to tape. So all of your existing backup procedures, whether you're using BRMS, robot save, go save commands, go backup, all of those functionalities that go to physical tape work exactly the same way as going to a virtual tape solution. Let's talk a little bit about backup speed, faster, more reliable, rapid recovery. So in this chart, we're showing LTO speeds from 1 all the way up to LTO 9 at 400 megasecond, whereas a VTL solution can be as high as 850 megasecond backup write speed. So we're talking about potentially cutting your backup time in half with a virtual tape backup solution. Deduplication. So what is it and how does it help? So we're not saving redundant copies at the block level. So with the deduplication process, such as our BDup solution as part of our VTL product, is the ability to, when you're saving backups, we're going to compare those blocks of data to blocks of data that are already on disk. If those blocks do not contain changes or new data, those blocks do not get saved again. So you're decreasing your storage requirements for your retentions of all your virtual tapes and your backups. You're saving considerably on storage costs. You're reducing network traffic because of the amount of data that you're replicating to, say, a DR site, co-location, cloud storage. That is tremendously reduced because you're not replicating as much data each time that you perform that task to have a disaster recovery copy. Also improving protection of your data, the fact that you can replicate much faster, more copies of your backups, whether you're replicating to both a DR site as well as cloud storage, giving you a potentially up to 3 copies of your backups for data protection. So our VDupe solution is a perpetual license add-on to our VTL product to give you as high as 20, 30 to 1 deduplication compression of your data for each of your backups. Now, our VTL solution is storage agnostic, meaning that you can basically use any SAN or NAS as the storage of your virtual tape backups. This becomes where our VTL solution is really just a gateway to that storage. Those storage SAN or NAS appliances can include solutions like Exagrid, Cohesity, Rubrik, Avamar, Pure Storage, just to name a few, even IBM Data Protect. So just to name a few of our technology partners that our product works with in order to store your backups. So this means you're leveraging existing backup appliances, you're leveraging existing disk storage so that the VTL gateway solution doesn't require disk storage. The data moves through the VTL directly to the storage. One of our latest technology partner ventures is with IBM and IBM's Defender Data Protect. So if you think of this as a backup appliance for all your platforms, including IBM I, using LaserVault as a gateway to the Defender Data Protect cluster. So this is a new partnership that we've worked up with IBM to support writing data to the IBM Data Defender Protect using the LaserVault as a VTL to the IBM I side. So this means that when you perform a backup, the data is written through the LaserVault Gateway VTL directly to the storage. So ramp up your restore and recovery with a VTL solution with faster data recovery, more reliable restores. You're able to rule out human error where tapes can be misplaced, tapes can be mislabeled, tapes can be lost. The mitigating risk of data loss, easy replication means that you can make multiple copies of your backups, whereas in tape, using physical tape, you really just have one copy of your backup. But with a virtual tape solution, you can replicate to tape, replicate to disaster recovery site, replicate to cloud storage, all of the above. So you're able to greatly improve your disaster recovery with a VTL solution and virtual tapes. Okay, so I was going to show you a quick demo of our solution, LaserVault ViTL. So we're going to log into the LaserVault ViTL web interface with a secure username and password. First thing I want to cover would be the parameters for configuring a virtual tape library within LaserVault ViTL. First parameter, library name. This corresponds to this option on the far left, which I'll show you in a moment. The library path. So this would be one of two options where you're writing and storing your virtual tapes on a SAN or NAS or deduplication appliance. Therefore, that path would be an iSCSI path, NFS, or SMB path directly to that storage. In this particular instance, on our LaserVault ViTL server in our data center, I've got my library path pointed to internal disk on that server. So that in this particular example is where all the backups are being stored and written. We're emulating Ultium 8. We go from 2, 3, 5 up to 8 for emulation. None of those emulation LTO options have a storage limit and also do not have a speed difference. So whether you've selected LTO 5 as your LTO emulation or 8, there's no speed difference, as well as, again, no storage limitation. So if your backup is 20 terabytes, that can all fit on one LTO 5 or LTO 8 virtual tape. Number of storage slots, mine's currently set to 48. You can go up to 16,354 tape slots, I believe, is the total number, which is virtually unlimited storage slots for storing virtual tapes. So once you set your storage slots and you go in and create your virtual tapes, you can increase the number anytime that you want and add more tapes. There's no additional licensing. There's no subscription fee. This licensing is a perpetual license that you would own, that your company would own and be using for a virtual tape solution. Data block file count. This is an important feature for speed. So we talked about going up to 850 megasecond. I've seen virtual tape backups with LaserVault go much faster than that, actually. But data block file count is a multi-thread feature. It's set to 8. So as you're saving to a virtual tape, the software is actually writing to 8 files at the same time, either on the SAN or NAS if that's where your library path is, or on local disk. So being that we write to multiple files at the same time, this uses more of the processing cores within a particular server, therefore making the backups much faster. Cache settings for restores and saves are also in these settings. This again is also for backup speed, where you can tweak those numbers while you're testing your backups and restores to see which of these settings, whether it's 0, but it would be somewhere between, it goes all the way up to 64 meg, somewhere between 8 and 16 meg is typically a sweet spot for those. Some deduplication appliances would like to see like 2 meg write cache for optimum performance to their deduplication appliance during saves. LaserVault comes standard with compression, so if you're not writing to, say, Exagrid, Rubric, Cohesity, you can use LaserVault's compression, which is 4:1 on average. The deduplication option, which we currently have in our BDupe solution, which is an add-on license to the LaserVault ViTL solution. Again, that's giving you compression 20:1, 30:1 compression of your backups, which, as you see with the numbers, is much higher than just standard compression. Encryption is available whether you're using compression or deduplication. Your encryption key is here, so as the data is being written to disk, it is being encrypted. And that's true for replication as well. Replication and retention. So we talked about creating multiple copies of your backups with replication. I have 3 different examples here. Network path. So this would be the case where you're writing your backups to on-prem to a local disk, local server, SAN or NAS, and then you're replicating to a second server, second location. DR site, co-location, cloud provider, whatever the case might be. Also have replication to Amazon S3, Microsoft Azure, Wasabi. These are 2 that we have parameters built into the replication settings for your cloud accounts for Azure, Amazon S3, as well as Wasabi, but you can use really any cloud object storage for your replication. So just kind of take a look at the settings here. You can set which volumes based on the serial prefix that you're going to apply this replication and retention job. So I have asterisk here, which applies to all volumes. You might have a prefix of 1, 2, or 3 characters, say for your dailies, weeklies, monthlies, for example, that you want to set replication and retention to run for those particular tape volumes. Send notification emails. So this would notify you when replication job is complete automatically to a email address. So we can enable replication. You can also enable replicate blank tapes. That's typically used for products like BRMS, Robot Save. You can say replicate all volumes or replicate the most recent. So if we say we're going to replicate the most 2 recent volumes, basically we're running this replication job every other day to get the 2 most recent volumes. Or we run 2 backups a day, a pre and a post, maybe something like that. So this is the path that we're replicating to, which in this case is a second server at a DR location. Local retention. So if you're using this without BRMS Robot Save, you would typically set a local retention on your tapes. Your local retentions are the ones saved to a server to disk on-prem. You can enable that based on age, which is number of days, or based on most recent volumes. And you can say initialize or delete those volumes. So if you're using this and you're creating, say, before each backup, you're automatically creating a new virtual tape for the day's backup for that night. It automatically loads in the drive and initializes and saves, and you can set a retention on that tape for it to if it's a daily, you want it to delete in 30 days, you can set that up here. When you're using BRMS Robot Save, those products are going to rotate through tapes based on their expiration within those products. You can set the same retention for your replicated copies or even a different retention for those. And so once this is all configured and set up, this is going to be an automated process. So this is going to be set to run, excuse me, typically once the backup's complete, to automatically perform whatever settings for this particular media set in library 1 that you have configured for replication and retention. Now, the connectivity from a VTL appliance server to the IBM I is one of two ways: fiber channel or SAS. Fiber channel, our typical speeds are we're typically using within our servers is 16 gig. We recommend 16 gig or higher fiber channel speed. SAS on the LaserVault side would always be a 12 gig SAS connection. With fiber channel, we do support NPIV. So for each fiber channel connection port in the LaserVault VTL, you can present up to 64 virtual tape devices to the IBM I. Typically that's done through switch connection, but with NPIV, again, 64 virtual tape devices. That could be a tape library with 64 tape drives. This is currently, I have one control path here, and this means that there is a tape library on my system as well as a tape device for that tape library with control path yes. So you easily can add additional tape devices to this tape library just using the add button here. You also have security that you can define within this interface. In many cases, because all your backups are controlled from the IBM I side, really you're not typically accessing this interface very much at all, because everything is automated from the IBM I side. Whether you're using go save commands, go backup, BRMS, robot save, really everything is controlled on that side of the platform. So, but you can't have any users that have access can belong to a group, and then these are the different features within the this interface that the users of the members of that group can perform. Okay, so let's take a look at library 1. Here we have slots, our virtual tape device, tapes within the slots, and those are easily created with this create button up here at the top. Click that. Put your volume prefix. Again, you have 6 characters with a tape volume ID. So you put your prefix there. You can set a capacity on virtual tapes. We have customers that save journals throughout the day, and they would like to set a capacity on those journal saves for those tapes, so that once it reaches that limit, it will rotate to a new virtual tape. Create multiple tape images, initialize, create media. So then your results are, in this example, based on incrementing the serial number on the last 3 digits, whether you could be using a 1, 2, or 3 character prefix for your virtual tapes. So it's really simple to create those tapes and have those available. Say, for example, you're using BRMS. Those tapes are easily added into BRMS, assigned a media class, a media policy, copy your control groups to use this new tape library instead of your physical tape library or your maybe an existing ViTL solution. Now you can do full system restricted state saves with this ViTL solution, as well as demode IPL from a full system save. Some of the other features, you can go here if you need to load a tape into the drive manually. You can simply use the move that tape into the drive. It is loaded, mounted, ready to do a restore. You can also do this. BRMS would load the tape automatically when you selected what you want to restore, because this is a tape library, so it has auto load and unload feature just like a physical tape library. But as you can see that you have a rotation of tapes that go off site. If you need something from one of those tapes, they need to come back on site. So that takes time, where you're waiting for that restore because you're waiting for the tape. With a ViTL solution, everything can be online. Your dailies, weeklies, monthlies, annual backups. You also have a very fast way to audit your backups, simply just by seeing your inventory of virtual tapes within the tape library, the virtual tape library. Since I'm an administrator, I can delete a tape, export a tape. That means moving it out of inventory into a separate path. This is a cloud storage path. So if I did want to move a particular tape to cloud storage and move it out of this inventory, you can use the export. You can use the import feature to bring that tape back to the library path from the export path and be able to restore from that. It's kind of like, keeping an offsite copy, if you will. Protect, that means if you set that, the tape cannot be deleted, overwritten, or initialized. A pretty cool little feature is you can click on labels, and this will show you all the libraries and the sequence and the size that are on that particular tape. Similar to display tape, available in BRMS with the database of the libraries and the objects and what you want to select to restore with those, and then knows which volume those saves are on, and it loads the volume for the restore. And that's what is a great thing too, is your restores are faster. We go right to the part of the file in which the library is on the virtual tape, and so the restore begins immediately. So just real quick to show you LaserVault, TAP MLB V1, TAP V1. So that is one worldwide port name, and NPIV. Again, 64 devices per physical fiber channel port that's connected on the LaserVault ViTL solution. Now, also, if you're not using BRMS, you're using Go Save commands, using Go Backup, you can use this as a tape device instead of a tape library. And so that means that you can easily integrate maybe your current CL program that you're using to perform backups to save as a virtual tape instead of a tape library. So either one that you want to use, depending on how you run your backups. So easily expand your inventory of tapes. We have some customers that have started they decided, well, we can save more. We can do full saves every day instead of incrementals. Just simply because, disk space is inexpensive and the backups can be much faster compared to physical tape. So you're able to extend your data protection with a VTL solution compared to physical tape. Okay, so just to recap, the virtual tape revolution: accelerate faster backups, centralized management, user-friendly interface, reliable, rapid recovery, automated archiving and replication, easily scalable. So as you can see, compared to physical tape, you have a lot of benefits with a virtual tape disk-to-disk backup solution. Okay, would love to see you all have a custom demo with us on our VTL solution, really so we can go over any technical questions that you have, technical configuration, basically engineering, what fiber channel you need or SAS, storage that you want to use, and then also analyze your backup requirements in terms of how much data you're going to need to store, how much disk space you're going to need, whether you could take advantage of data deduplication or use existing storage or deduplication appliance. So really just custom configure a VTL environment for you that's going to give you the best benefits, the highest speeds, and recovery. And you get a $50 Amazon gift card for attending a demo with us. Additional resources. So in the GoToMeeting webinar panel, we have sizing for for setting up a quote for you. This is basically gathering up some information that helps us decide and determine what your configuration would be in a VTL solution. Customer testimonials, lots of great things that are said there about our VTL solution, IBM I and LaserVault ViTL. Data sheet and technical specifications are available to download. And we're also recording this particular webinar, and we'll be posting it to our YouTube channel and emailing you all the link so you can go back and take a look and share with others anytime that you want. So thanks everyone for your time. You're welcome. Please contact us at info@laservault.com. There's our 800 number if you'd like to give us a call instead. We will have a drawing for a pair of Bluetooth earbuds at the end of this session and notify the winner via email. So good luck with that. If there's any questions, there's a panel in the GoToWebinar to ask questions. If there were any questions anyone wanted to ask at this particular time, I'd be happy to answer those. We've got a couple of minutes. Oh, you're very welcome. Okay, fantastic. Okay, well, thanks everyone again for your time. FS 5200, yes. Yes, FS 5200 Connect, yes. Yes, thank you for joining. Appreciate it. Yes, SAN or NAS storage, I believe that's fiber channel connectivity, which is fine. It's fiber channel, 10 gig. A lot of times when we're connecting to storage, it would be we connect 10 gig, 25 gig Ethernet, fiber channel connectivity also to storage. Again, what's nice about that this VTL solution is that you're not having to say I've got to plug in an appliance with a high investment of disk. If you have current storage where you can leverage that storage, I would say that's really one of the big differences between our competitors is that you're not having to make a huge investment, whether it's using a server with storage or connecting to storage. Your investment will be quite a bit more reasonable, I would say, that compared to some of our competition, whereas your investment is a bit lower and your costs are a bit lower too. Okay, well, we are at the end of our time here. Thanks everyone for joining, and enjoy the rest of your day.